In the winter of 1963, New Jersey's middleweight villain Rubin Hurricane Carter had already solidified himself as a threat to the division by knocking out Florentino Fernandez back in '62 and defeating the ring vet Holly Mims, who'd fill in for Brennan, who had caught a virus, in another 10-rounder bout that was televised in Madison Square Garden. The original bout between Carter and Brennan was set to take place on December 22nd in Madison Square Garden. Like that of Carter's complexion, Gomeo Brennan, melanin-toned and very mostly handsome, had the upper hand in this matchup, being that he had almost 4 times the ring experience than the Hurricane. Coming off of a loss to Wilbert McClure, Gomeo Brennan was a war vet, debuting with a KO on January 2nd of 1956. Hurricane, a left-hooking knockout sensation, aiming to knock out Gomeo Brennan, would have to settle for a decision win. Gomeo Brennan had never been stopped, with a record of 64 fights. With Carter the 13-5 favorite, this bout would be televised nationally by ABC. Now, the reason Rubin Hurricane Carter would win this fight was because Rubin Hurricane Carter was a pressure fighter. He was very, very strong, very, very tough, and gave a lot of trouble to fighters. Now, keep in mind that Gomeo Brennan is a war veteran. He's very, very experienced. He's much more experienced than Rubin. Rubin had a short career in boxing. As you watch the film, you can see Carter constantly putting the pressure on Gomeo Brennan. Gomeo Brennan, a sidestepper move using good footwork to almost on his bicycle, but still, I'd say Gomeo Brennan was champion material. Even though he is not a household name, he is nearly forgotten. Gomeo Brennan was definitely would be a champion in nowadays, and for him to even just take the punches that Carter throws shows that you gotta keep in mind how hard of a puncher Carter was, and no fighter of today was as hard hitting as Carter was. And Gomeo Brennan just takes these punches. I've sparred before, and I've landed a really clean jab before by using this method that Carter uses to counter the Red Cross. He'd move to the left, and then he'd slip the right and throw a jab off of the, just like slip a jab in there, and it just looks so clean. And I don't know, I just thought that was a cool thing to add on about Carter's style. In the 9th round, as you can see, Carter gets tagged by a right hand, and Gomeo Brennan would just come in and just try and, take him out, because he noticed what he did to Carter, and Carter was able to Carter was obviously able to come back from that blow, but it was a close call for Carter, and that's how Carter got the decision. He racked up enough points.
Winning his 15th out of 17th against a gallant Gomeo Brennan, who had him in trouble in the 9th round, but just couldn't put over the finisher. The winner, Hurricane Carter.